Hi, I'm Johnny. This is Johnny Likes, the show where I talk about movies that I like. And today I'm doing a movie from my I Finally Watched That playlist, which is just a bunch of random movies I've been meaning to watch for a while. Some a short while, some a long while. And I'm reviewing them as I go through them, good or bad. So today I finally watched Blue Steel.
You tell him, Johnny. You tell the world.
It's going to be a spoiler section in this one. Nothing in it will ruin the movie, but I didn't know this stuff going in, so you might not want to either. Jamie Lee Curtis plays Megan Turner, who we meet as she is graduating from police academy and starting her new job at the NYPD. First day on the force, she stops an attempted robbery and in the process kills the guy. Turner gets benched because no one can actually confirm that the robber, who was played by Tom Sizemore in an early role, actually had a gun. This is because Eugene Hunt, played by Ron Silver, was at the robbery. He watched the whole thing go down. And when the robber got shot and his gun went flying, it landed near him, and he pocketed the gun and left before the police arrived. The robbery triggers something in Hunt, and he goes on a killing spree, and he quickly becomes public enemy number one. It's up to Turner and Detective Nick Mann, played by Clancy Brown, to catch Hunt before he can kill again. That's the kind of misleading teaser trailer version of the plot. I know Ron Silver mainly from Time Cop, where he also plays a schmarmy villain. So I had no idea he could actually act, and I was impressed with his performance in this. He gets some really intense, frightening scenes where he was so good that he gave me chills. I loved the style of the film. It combined Near Dark's grit with the color palette from The Hunger, along with its dirty, dangerous, grungy, and pre-gentrification New York setting. Turner was an interesting character, and Curtis's performance was excellent. You really feel for her as she's standing up for herself every step of the way, and it's causing her nothing but grief. And Curtis's performance made me want to search out more of her leading lady roles where she's not just a scream queen or a mom. Speaking of scream queen, this film is a slasher in disguise. It's even got Jamie Lee Curtis as the final girl. If you had made just a few modifications to the script and how you film it, it easily could have been a horror film. I always find it fascinating when there's a movie where I see, oh, they could have just done this, and it all of a sudden would have been a completely different genre. Or that the movie would work as a different genre. The exact same script shot slightly different. The tone was a bit inconsistent. It seemed to oscillate between gritty realism and TV cop movie of the week level realism. And they should have just stuck with the gritty aspect, as that's what worked much better. It seemed like they wanted to do a semi-realistic catching of a serial killer, something maybe like Manhunter. And they got the psycho killer part mostly right, but the police aspect of the story felt completely unrealistic to me. They felt like movie police, not real police. I never bought that they wouldn't be more interested in Hunt and at least have him under some sort of low-level surveillance. I didn't buy that no one saw the robber actually had a gun. I mean, he had it right in the clerk's face and we could see it. He's kind of downward looking. He's down like this, but he's looking up. So they find no weapon at the scene, gun or otherwise. What do they think the guy was holding up the store with? Harsh language and pure menace? Also, Turner's partner was there immediately, so it was basically a closed crime scene from the get-go, and who knows how Ron Silver got away. We don't see that. Happens off screen. Turner's parents' inclusion felt completely unnecessary to me. It does add a little bit of character insight into why Turner might have wanted to become a cop, but I didn't think that the parents' aspect of the story worked, and whenever they were on screen, it completely slowed the movie down for me. Maybe back on first release, the story for this movie would have seemed fresh and original, but now it just feels a little bit stale. Just a bit too many kind of cliches reassembled into something sort of new here. Spoilers! I don't know why the hands. That's still like motion to alert you that spoilers are happening. Spoilers! The scene where Silver was losing an internal battle with the voice inside his head gave me goosebumps. It was no question the standout moment of the film for me. And I would have liked to see a little bit more of his struggle against insanity, as I found that aspect of the film intriguing. The only reason Turner's parents were really in the film is so that Hunt could show up at their house and be threatening towards Turner for a little bit. Perhaps more scenes with Tracy, Turner's friend, would have worked better for me. We could have bonded a bit more with Tracy, and it might have made her sudden death all the more shocking and impactful. And speaking of her sudden death, that was a bit of a surprise to me. I didn't expect her to just get shot point blank out of nowhere like that. Although, as soon as she was introduced into the story, I expected bad things in her future because of her happy life. She's got a husband and some newborns. Never a good sign. The only reason this was on my list was because it was directed by Kathryn Bigelow, and I've really liked the other films that I've seen her direct. I knew nothing about the movie in terms of plot going in. I guessed that it might be an action thriller, maybe with Curtis fighting off corruption in the force or something like that. It turned out to be a confident and stylish psychological thriller, elevated by strong performances, but was ultimately hampered by the plot, which required a suspension of disbelief that was disproportionate to the amount of realism they were going for. It did have a couple surprising moments and kind of twists. Ultimately, it's a flawed but worthwhile film, and I'm going to recommend it, and I'm going to rate it a 3.5 out of 5. Before I forget, let's cross this off my playlist. And done. So, you guys seen Blue Steel? You agree with me, disagree with me? What are your thoughts on the movie? Let me know in the comments. While you're here, you can like and subscribe. It's quick, free, and relatively painless. Plus, it helps me out. So if you want to see more Kathryn Bigelow related stuff, should be a couple of videos around my head or over my face. I don't know exactly where this stuff goes on YouTube. But thanks for watching me talk about movies for a little bit, and you can tune in next time to see what else Johnny likes.